Welcome to the Laura Shepherd Show.
Atmosphere going on. What do we call this, people? Do we call this, if we lived in Seattle, we'd call it fog, I suppose. Here in Florida.
It is fog.
Mystical
Mist.
ambience.
Mystical ambience. We have some mystical ambience. Welcome, Facebook. I'd like to welcome all podcast listeners. Something's going to happen, that's for sure. And we're going to start by singing a little song. We've got all sorts of good things to look forward to today. We've got some vegan food, we have some community cleanup, we have some amazing spoken word. We're all pretty excited. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen like you do. Before your eyes know the time, chasing why me? Why'd that have to happen to me? Oh, you never know just how life is gonna go. Jump in your boat and roll. Jump in your boat and roll. No dogs running around crazy. What is going on? Something's gonna happen, but that is not good. Lord of mercy. Oh, he's peeing on things. Woo! That's what they do. I don't know. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen like you knew it would. Oh yeah, you gotta aim high and go for your pie in the sky. Go ahead, trust yourself. Everything will right itself. Oh yeah, well life's a stream, so go ahead and follow your dream. Jump in your boat and row, row, row. Jump in your boat and row, row, row. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen like we do. Oh, that sounded good. Okay, everybody sing. Ready? Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen like we knew it would. Wow, you all did great. Hopefully people are singing out there in your own homes. You're welcome to sing along even if you're not at the show. All right, we're going to get Stone to come up here. Stone, please join me on the stage. I'm so excited. Welcome, Stone.
You got to save a picture.
All right, Stone has a beautiful...
A friend of mine painted this for me while I was on the road, and my operation was Freedom's Wings, and I'm wearing them now, folks.
Freedom's Wings, yeah, welcome.
Right.
Welcome.
It's just like
Laura.
For those of you that have just arrived, there might be another chair back there. There's probably a little more room. There's a chair up in the next to the washing machine if somebody needs that.
Yep.
You can scoot over there on the base of the truck. Hello, little baby.
Oi.
All right.
I'm making my hearing aids red, Laura.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Stone's got new hearing aids. How was
Woohoo! I can hear things.
that? Yeah. How was your...
Give it up!
Yeah.
I got freaking hearing aids. It took me a year.
It took you a year. Why
That's
did
a
it take so
freaking
long?
accomplishment for me.
Why did it take so long?
Well, just, you know, cookies.
Cookies. Okay.
Oh, this crowd is slow.
How are you, Stone? And tell us something a little exciting about yourself. Like about your van life, for example. If you want to catch Stone, you can go to Facebook, Stone plus van equals go, because Stone, what, you spent a year on the road?
No, 4 months on the road, but
Seemed like a year.
I was in the van for 15 months, and I converted a minivan to live in, put a bed in, some drawers, and a cooking stove, which I never used because I wasn't paying rent. So I ate out. I partied that whole time. It was sweet. It was like epiphanies, day after day after day. And the magical thing is I had a plan to hit Sedona, and I did. But that was across Texas, across all that crap, and then into the other stuff. And I can't remember where I was going. So seriously, I just got
Did that happen?
freaking
Yeah,
lost. What?
did that happen to you in the van? Like you're driving down the road and forget where you're going?
Yeah, but I had a GPS, so I didn't give a shit.
No.
You know, you can get stray off the road all you want. You just got your GPS, put you right back on the track. But anyway, since I've been back, I was at a writer's block almost the whole trip. I didn't write anything. And so anyway, I went into Summitra's, which is my favorite place to go, and one of the girls back there gave me the prompt, having a hard time trusting my journey.
Having a hard
Are you ready for
time
me to go?
trusting your journey.
Yeah.
Having a hard time trusting your journey.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you're going to do a spoken word piece about that for us now?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to get out of your way here.
Okay.
And
keep going.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm going to get.
You're still
Let me
on my
get out of the
stage
way.
time. What the- This is your life to live. You only get one shot, so give it all you got. We all get where we're going, step by step. You keep your pace. Don't get caught up in that human race, running down the road toward mediocrity. Yeah, there are slippery, treacherous mountains to climb, and sweet, green trails to follow, but they're both taken by choice. So you make your pick, accept the results, and you'll be fine. Yeah, the world's gonna kick dirt in your face, so learn to squint your eyes. Oh, like that. And sometimes those sweet moments of love seem so few and far between. But just dodge that poor me feeling, it'll only suck you dry. And when you come to a fork in the path, you decide right or left. Your wise advice is fine. When somebody tries to shove it down your throat, try to miss that boat. Live your life deliberately. Step out when the urge arrives that the need to explore comes from inside. You know your story. You know your strengths. Believe in yourself. Thrive. We were whole at birth. And then mankind stepped in with guidelines, rules, and regulations. Then mom and dad and preachers and teachers shoved in more obligations till it was packed tight. It's survival to obey, so we obey. One day, like a fledgling bird, we leave that nest, fly out into the world to soar, or to fall to the ground and peck at work overseas, hardwired to what the world needs, trudge that worn out path, and then suffer over, what does the world think of me? Am I okay? Instead of flight, we surrender to the collective drone. Decide to fly, trust the decision. Trust that path you pick. So what if you run into walls? Recalculate, recalibrate, learn the lesson, move on. Trust your journey. Be the authentic you. Just be real. Trust you can handle anything that comes your way. And problems become a search for a solution. And all the victories go to you. It's your creation. You define it. Then when you look back as you draw near your destination, you won't have to say, why didn't I? Why
myself, why did I?
She's
Why
back.
did I? Oh,
You're
yes.
making my ear heat. You gotta talk.
I'm gonna. Well, I have
There
to
we
talk
go.
loud enough so that people can hear us
Oh,
there. You
okay.
see, so
I
we're
can
gonna
do
have to sit. I
Oh
know.
shit!
He's got.
It goes.
Stone's gotten these new hearing aids, and it makes life difficult. Although it might be making life better.
Mhm. Oh,
Can
it
you all
does, it
hear
does.
Stone? Is that going
Yeah.
all right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna sit farther away from you. That's how we get along, you know. Can you share a little bit of something that you learned on the road? You said you learned something new every day.
Well, I learned the forgiveness prayer.
Oh, what? Tell us. Share that with us.
I sat by a river and was sitting there with a clacking of the rocks, is running back out into the sea. I've been thinking about forgiveness or lack of forgiveness and what the power of it is and how to explain that. So, anyway, I've been thinking all day. I pulled back, sit by the water, meditated about 15 minutes, all of a sudden out loud, out of nowhere I went. I forgive the world for everything and anything it's ever done that needs my forgiveness. I forgive myself for anything and everything I've ever done that needs my forgiveness. And I swear I felt a weight lift out of my body, you know. And I meant it. I meant it. And the successful practice is to not pick stuff up. When it comes up, categorically I forgave everything, correct? So nothing can come up. No regrets, no revenges, none of that crap, no self-pity. Big deal.
Yeah.
Try it. Okay.
Okay. And the next piece you're gonna do another piece for us right
Yes.
now.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about it before you get started on it?
Yeah. I used to go down to Boca Ciega Bay in the morning, and when I still lived in my van, I was living up on 54th Street, Harley's going by, all that kind of shit. I slept right through it.
That was before the hearing aids.
Again.
Okay. You were sleeping.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going down.
Anybody?
I was going down to the bay every morning, and you know, to put the van together, meditate, and just do all that stuff that band dwellers do. And all of a sudden, I realized, because I diffuse my vision a lot, I like to see the whole picture. And so, like right now, I'm actually taking in the trees that are left and right of us. So it's developed into quite a practice. So where was I?
You're telling us about what this song.
God damn it. Okay.
Yeah, how the
All right.
motivation for this song. He's gonna get some thinking aids. That's all right.
Keep me on track.
So
Okay.
anything.
Tell us. Yeah, you're telling us about
Yeah,
how
really.
you wrote the song.
Okay.
Or do we call them songs, or do we call them spoken
You know,
words?
it's hard to speak when you keep
See,
interrupting.
there you go.
You know, give me some space so I can think and then respond. Because I've lost track again of where we are. All right, I'm going to do the piece, and you figure it out.
All right,
All right?
let's hear it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yay. All right.
Oh, I got to find it. Here we go. No, I got it.
Oh, that's nice. It's like you took the precaution of having your words written down.
You damn
Clever.
right. All right. She took my prologue away, so I'm going to do it anyway. I used to go to Boca Ciega Bay every morning when I was still living in my van. I'd put it together and meditate, make the bed, dump the trash, empty the pee bottles. Always remember to empty your pee bottles. You'll thank yourself that night. I realized so much goes on all at once. And being aware of that, being a part of it, makes life rich. This is called All at Once. Sunrise, Boca Ciega Bay. Old man perched on a picnic bench, staring out over rippling waters. I see him every day. He's my brother. He's my van brother. Suddenly, a pelican launches. Sparkles everywhere. Levels out. Flies. Then rises. Then hovers and dives. Where a white explosion on the surface of the bay. Then a seagull's shadow lands on his back looking for a shard. All at once. All those things were happening all at once. Meanwhile, same day, mast waving the breeze. Hardware clacks, dinghy headed to shore, leaving V-shaped ripple following. Seagulls packed on the beach, facing the same breeze that brushes my cheeks. And a small dog pulls a fragile woman down the sidewalk. Suddenly, the crows come cawing in, raising hell, and there's bouncing branches and white clouds moving across the blue sky all at once. These things are happening all at once. When I become aware of that fact, when I become aware of all at once, I will awaken from a dream.
Good.
Oh, that'll fire you up like that.
Woo! That was really nice, Stone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. We're excited
He's all
about
right
that.
once you get him started.
Excuse me?
He's all right once you get him started.
It's all right once you get it.
Love you, brother.
Right back at you.
All right, give us another thing you learned on the road. Tell us what.
I learned the real meaning of the cycle. I was walking up a path in the redwood forest to take the only ride I rode in 12,000 miles was a little thing that carried you up the top of this hill, you know. And so I'm walking up the trail, there was nobody there. And all of a sudden I felt this pull from my right hand side, and I just stopped, and there was a redwood like right there. I reached out and touched, and it was like, I swear it just went, you know. So I took off my feet, my shoes. I kept the feet.
You touched the redwood.
I did touch the redwood, and it cycled. It started cycling in my hand, down my body, out my foot, back into the tree, and I'm just like mesmerized for about 5 minutes, which is a long time, 5 minutes, sometimes measured. And people come up and, you know, they're looking at some dude naked beating the dirt, touching a tree, you know, like, it was incredible. It's a feeling you can't match anywhere. So get away from humans for a while sometimes and touch a tree.
Go hug a tree.
Well, you can hump a tree. I don't care what you do. Just be next to the tree. Cut them down. I mean, I don't know. It caught me off guard.
Plant a tree.
Yeah.
Okay. I said hug, by the way.
Oh.
Back to the hearing aids.
Hearing aid. Not right.
All right, Stone, thank you. We're going to get you back up at the end of the show. Finish about a few things. I know you've got more fabulous poetry for us.
Potential.
Cait. Right now, we're going to have Cait join me on the stage. Cait does the St. Pete Vegan Food Tours. Cait, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome.
Good to see you guys. There's a lot of people here.
There are a lot of people there. So, how did we meet? Do you remember?
Yeah, we were at a gathering at Albert's house where he asked everyone to go around. We're sitting around the fire, and he asked us all to talk about any projects we're working on or something we can collaborate with the community on. And Laura talked about the Laura Shepherd Show, and I talked about the vegan food tours, and I thought, I need to promote the tours, and she has a show, and she seems really cool. Huh.
So there you came. Well, good. How's it going for you so far?
So far we're just getting started, so this is a very new endeavor. It's really exciting because it's something that St. Pete has not seen before. There have been no vegan food tour companies in St. Pete thus far. So
Wait, there are vegan food tour companies elsewhere? This is I'm new at this.
Wow, that's a good question. Yes, there are, but it's also, since veganism is just starting to become more popular, it's something that we're just starting to see more and more of, the vegan food tours. And St. Pete itself only has a few food tours. So yeah, this is the beginning in St. Pete. We've had a couple of tours so far, one customized and one the typical Saturday morning tour. And then we took a brief hiatus, and now we're back up.
And when we go on these tours, how does it actually work? Do we all get in the car together, or do we walk, or how do we do this?
Thank you for asking that. I always forget to tell people.
Yeah.
It's a walking tour. So we meet downtown at North Stroud Park, and we walk to 5 different venues together, learning and talking with each other along the way.
Excellent. Now, what made veganism appealing to you?
So what happened was a few years ago, well, more than a few, let's be honest. I was in high school, and I had this theater teacher that I really, really looked up to. And I thought this guy was just an extremely thoughtful and well-reflected person that I wanted to be like. And he was not vegan or vegetarian, plot twist. However, he wrote a master's thesis that I read, and his master's thesis was all about the topic of integrity. And as a 17-year-old kid, I had never thought about integrity before in my life. And when I read it, I realized 2 things. 1, integrity, doing what we believe in, is really important. And 2, I didn't have any integrity. I find it's often really difficult to do exactly what I believe is right and to not do what I don't believe is right. So I thought to myself, what is the most basic way that wouldn't be too hard for me, where I can start on this journey to trying to have integrity? And what I came up with was that if I personally don't think it's nice to kill an animal, then, and I'm not willing to do it myself, then I'm not willing to have somebody else do it for me. So I started with becoming vegetarian. And I should sidetrack here and say I'm not a person who advocates that everyone has to be vegan or vegetarian. I think we're all on our own journeys. And this is what I do that helps me have integrity and helps me feel that I'm making a positive difference on the planet. So yeah, that was my first step to become a vegetarian, and then a few years ago I became mostly vegan. I say mostly because sometimes I crave a bad quality candy bar in the middle of the night, and that completely overtakes me.
Right, because yeah, you don't think of candy bars as being, but they have what, milk, right? Generally.
Yeah, they have milk. Sometimes butter if it's like a really good one.
Well, you did mention bad quality ones.
Yeah.
They probably don't have. They probably don't even have any real milk in them, but they have milk.
Milk fat.
Milk fat. Yeah. All right. And do you find it difficult to be a vegan?
So I don't find it difficult in terms of options because there's just so much food on this planet. It's everywhere, and I find I really what's going to make a combination between enjoy and appreciate. I really enjoy cooking and baking, so it's really easy to find new recipes that are vegan. The hard part is just when it comes to willpower, when I happen to crave a food that is not vegan.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, willpower.
Yep, but I find that's again a good practice on just willpower development.
All right, you all in the back that are chitter-chatting, how do you feel about willpower? Do you have the willpower to remain silent during the rest of this show? Man, I've been having a hard time today. Willpower. So, okay, so you started, you embarked on this journey about integrity. Okay, by becoming a vegan now, or a vegetarian to begin with. What, and then how did that affect other areas in your life?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Let me think about it for a second. So I think that what happens is that when I'm concentrating on being more integral in this one area with a strong intention, it helps me in other areas remember, wait a minute, is this actually what I believe in? And it makes it easier to tap into that rather than just have it fly by the wayside.
So it's like it's a question that's more present in your...
Exactly, that's a good way to say it. Laura's good with words. It's a question that becomes more present in my life.
And then, are you a person of integrity?
Not yet, but I'm working on it.
Gosh, I wonder when you, when do you get to claim?
Ooh, I don't know. It's a good question. I think, I imagine that that's a lifelong journey.
Right, okay, but do you think there are people who have integrity?
Yeah, I can think of 1 or 2, but that means that I know of. But probably my standards for integrity are really high. I think maybe most of us have integrity some of the times and not other times.
seems reasonable. Does anybody out there consider themselves integral? Integral?
Have my moments.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah. I don't know. I like to think of myself as somebody who has integrity. Yeah.
That's nice.
Be impeccable with your word.
4 agreements.
The 4 agreements.
That's
right.
good. Yeah, that's a good book to read for integrity.
Okay, so when people take your little vegan food tour, when you take them around to a restaurant, do you recommend something on the menu? I mean, is it like first course, second course, third course, or people go in and they just can get whatever they want?
So, another really good question. The samples are all included in the price of the tour. So I usually give a set course of samples at each place, or order a set course of samples. The samples can change depending on the number of people on the tour, or maybe we just want to try something a little bit different this week, but generally the same. And if you want, I can give you a little preview of where we go.
Oh yes, and let's have some samples too.
Yeah.
Don't we have to
Do that
bring
now?
some samples? Yes.
Right. So
She brought
should we
us.
pass them around?
Yes, pass some samples around.
All right. So before we pass,
'Cause
them
we
around,
like
I
to
just
give
wanna
things
show them
away.
on camera.
Okay. Yes.
So this is an assortment of
Let's see.
cookies from Valhalla Bakery.
And these are
And-
vegan cookies.
Exactly. So Valhalla Bakery is a 100% vegan bakery in downtown St. Pete in the Baumau Market, which is directly next to Intermezzo. It's a new space with a bunch of different concepts and a lot of good vegan food. And these are really delicious. You guys are very lucky that I didn't already eat them all before coming here. We're talking about willpower. That took tremendous willpower capacity. So you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So, I can tell you a little bit about the venues, but I won't tell you specifically what they are. So in the beginning of the tour, everybody circles up and we do a little like introductory activity so that people can get to know each other. And then we talk about the 3 main reasons why some people choose to be vegan: health, environment, and animal rights. And a little bit of the philosophy surrounding that, and then we talk about chocolate. And that seems kind of random, so I can tell you why we talk about chocolate is because the first venue is a chocolate shop. And there's actually a lot of vegan chocolate out there. And so we talk about the history of chocolate and the health benefits of chocolate. Because dark chocolate has heaps and heaps of health benefits, as long as you're not overdoing it. But you can have about half a chocolate bar a day when it's good dark chocolate without too much sugar, and it's very good for you. So then we go to the chocolate shop, and we have some samples, and before we have samples, we go through a guided sort of mindful chocolate tasting exercise where we use all 5 of our senses to learn how to discern what makes a good quality chocolate. And then we eat it very, very slowly, trying to register all kinds of tastes because chocolate is actually really chemically complex, like even more so than wine. So then we move on from there, and we go to a venue at the Saturday morning market, which is an Indian venue, and the owner makes a vegan special every Saturday. And we talk there about why that particular business owner chooses to eat vegan, and a little bit about how to make whatever vegan dish is on offer that week. And then everyone has a chance to look around the Saturday morning market for some time.
Can you, wait a moment?
Sure.
There's a silver car that's parked on my property, and they're gonna be towed.
Well, we don't want that.
So, make it quick.
All right.
Good luck.
I want to know more.
Don't get towed.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Okay, so
Parking is
after
an
the-
issue.
Yeah, it happens. That's nice that you came over.
And it is nice. That's neighbors are good things.
They are. So after the Saturday morning market, we go to an iconic local cafe, which is very popular. I'm not going to tell you which one, but they have a really inspirational story about why they make almost all of their ingredients in-house, why they mill their own flour, this kind of thing. And they have a lot of vegan things on offer. So we have either a sweet, which is like a big or like energy ball type truffle thing that's chocolatey and nutty and really, really creamy in the center with an ingredient that I won't reveal. No one can ever guess why it's so creamy until you come on the tour and find out. And then after that, we head to another chocolate shop where we learn about how to make, how the process of making chocolate works and how good quality chocolate is made. And then we also talk a little bit about vegan cooking and baking in terms of what ingredients you might use to substitute animal products that you would normally use and how you can make your recipes turn out just as good without the animal products if you're inclined to do so. So then we head to our last venue finally, which is a 100% raw vegan restaurant, which is something new, which is just starting to gain steam, gain power. And there we talk about the benefits of eating raw food, what this does for our bodies, and we wrap up the tour with a little quiz. So everybody who's been paying attention can answer some questions about what we may have learned so we can review. And then everyone gets a prize, which is tasty and delicious to take home with them.
Excellent. All right, now doesn't that make everybody want to go? How did you like the vegan snacks that were passed around?
Very good.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you so much. And people can find you by going to St. Pete.
Right, so I wanted to mention, right now our Facebook page is down. However, it will be back up shortly. It's St. Pete Vegan Food Tours. You can also find us on Instagram, same handle, St. Pete Vegan Food Tours. Or you can contact me directly. I'll say my phone number slowly so anyone who's listening can write it. It's 727-229-1541. So you can call me or text me to book, or if you have any questions. My name's Cait, and I would really love to see you on the tour. It's really fun.
Okay, thank you so much. Really appreciate you coming. Stone, I know that Cait has brought a little gift for you.
Yeah, should
So-
we decide or?
Well, yeah, a quick introduction on that,
Okay.
and show what we have here.
Yeah, we've got some chia seed pudding for Stone. So chia seed pudding, this is with chia seeds, water, soy milk, saffron, cardamom, sugar, and a little bit of fruit for decoration. I think it's delicious. I hope that you will feel the same.
Okay.
And yeah, enjoy it.
All right, and I wanna give you this gift, which is one of my albums. 'Cause
Thank
we
you
like
so
giving
much.
things away.
Oh, this
I'm
is so lovely.
Yeah, I figure the best way to be happy is just go give somebody something, and it's this new thing I'm starting. It's like, do you want to make somebody, like, you're not feeling so good? You get yourself $1 out of your pocket and give it to anybody. I don't care. You walk up to anybody on the street, hold out that dollar, and just say, here, this is for you, and I guarantee you will make people happy. It's amazing what $1 can do for people. I'm not talking a $100 bill here. $1. You have somebody $1, you're going to make them happy. Right this minute, I'm going to take a chance to get Link up here because we need to get him up here and on the road. Link, how are you?
There's no rush.
Oh, well, good, because I know you need to get to. So have a seat, Link. Link, happy birthday.
Thank you.
I'm glad Link made it. He had a big birthday party last night.
Yeah, it was lots of fun. We had a band play.
A great band called what Garden Club it was.
Garden Club. Oh man, I'm like teary-eyed. That's how good they are.
They were great. They had an actual harp.
Pretty,
They were amazing.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was pretty epic.
It was. And then we had some fire spinning that went on, and
Yeah,
that's one of your many talents.
got to sleep by the time
Oh, good, yeah. The reason you're here, besides talking about your birthday, is because you do this amazing thing. And you call it the Tri-Force
Yeah,
Cleanup. Why do we call it that? Well, what is
so
it and why
I
do we
got-
call it that?
My nickname is Link. It's based off of a video game, The Legends of Zelda. And he's always rescuing the princess. That's like the moral of the story is he's always rescuing Princess Zelda. And that's kind of how I got the nickname. And then the cleanup used to be on Thursdays, and it was called Triforce Thursdays. It just kind of like blended together. And then I got a job that was Monday to Friday. Had to move it to Sundays. And so now it's just Link's Triforce Cleanup.
But what's the Tri-Force?
It stands for, it's three, it's these things you collect in the game,
Oh.
but it represents courage, power, and wisdom. All very important things you need to do a movement like this.
Yeah. And so what possessed you to go pick up other people's garbage? You're not wearing a suit, you're not you're not wearing an orange jumpsuit, nobody's making you.
Yeah. So
It's not very
one
glamorous.
of my close friends, and I also worked for Greenpeace, and that completely changed my life, getting into all the environmental things that are going on out there. And one of my close friends used to do this thing called Turtle Tuesdays, and that was where we would collect plastic bags and we would cut them in a way that you could like rope them together real easily. You kind of like loop them together. If you cut it long ways, it makes like a perfect loop, and then you just loop them together, and we would make what's called plarn, plastic yarn, and then we would like crochet those into, like I made a fanny pack out of plastic bags. And the reason it was called Turtle Tuesdays is because turtles see the plastic bags out in the ocean, they think they're jellyfish, and they would try to eat them. I don't know if you've tried to eat a plastic bag before, it doesn't go too well.
I'm not trying to eat a jellyfish either, mind
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
But I might
touche.
rather.
And then she just got caught up, you know, with life, and she started canceling them and, you know, having to move them back, and it was just, I wanted to keep that energy going. So I was like, let's just go clean up. We were out at a beach. It was Vinoy Park. There's that little beach area. We like played some volleyball and hung out, and we were like, you know, let's just pick up this little bit of trash while we're here. And then we hung out like the next week, and we're like, well, we got a plastic bag. Let's just go pick up some more trash. And then it just became a weekly thing. She kept canceling hers, so I would have mine. And then, and I was just like, this is not that bad. And after the 3 years that we've been doing this, we have collected 2,000 pounds of trash.
2,000 pounds of trash.
We literally have a ton of trash.
And so, people enjoy it. So people can meet you. Is it always at Vinoy Park that you all meet?
We're
or?
always gonna meet at Vinoy Park.
At what time?
Because there's like a little sewage drain there, and it kind of really smells bad. And that's just an example of why we need to get the trash, because all the trash gets into the bay, or into the sewer drains, and there's a sign that says, you know, dump no waste, drains to bay. And at Vinoy Park, you can really tell that it definitely goes right out to the bay. And so that's why I chose that area. But yeah, we'll meet up at Vinoy Park at noon every Sunday, and we have a different goal each week. Last week it was kind of rainy and cold, but we still went out for a little bit, and we did the cigarette butts downtown, which is a very huge thing to do, because it's like there's no more mulch there. The cigarette butts have become the mulch.
Yeah, I think with people smoking outside, there's probably even more cigarette butts. You know, because it used to be you smoked in a bar and you put your cigarette butt in the ashtray. Now you have to
I
smoke
didn't
out
even
back.
think about that. That is a huge, like, factor in that. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, and the week before that was one of our like biggest cleanups, and that was all thanks to Keep Pinellas Beautiful. That's a recent sponsorship that we got, and they've given us tons of buckets, grabbers. They now took over our marketing, which was just such a huge help, and here's proof of it, because 2 Sundays ago, we did one block, just one block downtown. It was an alleyway behind like $5 Drinkery, and you know, ringside, there's that little alleyway that runs behind there. I mean, you don't really see it, because it's hard to see. You have to go like behind Burrito Border, but that place was just devastated with trash, and so we did that alleyway, and then just did once around the block, just a brisk little cleanup around the block, and we got 67 pounds of trash. Just from that one block. So.
And do people like have fun doing? You guys have a good time, don't you?
Oh yeah. I mean.
Okay, and what
we
sort of
just
people come
kinda
out? All ages?
goof off, and yeah. Now that we have that sponsorship with Keep Pinellas Beautiful, I mean, everybody that came that one Sunday where we got 67 pounds, I didn't know anyone. There was 10 people there, and we're used to just having like, sometimes it's just me and Carrie, you know.
I know,
or
I
just
really
like
respect
me
you
and
do it
Carrie
anyways,
and
yeah.
like one other person, and we give out gifts to everyone. Like the Blueberry Patch donates tons and tons of gifts, like little koozies and stickers and vouchers
We
to
like
get in.
giving, babe.
So every time you come, you'll get a voucher to the Blueberry Patch, which gets you in, and yeah, we just kind of goof off, and I have Carrie has this backpack that has speakers on it, built-in speakers, so we'll listen to some like reggae. Just to have fun. I never make anyone feel uncomfortable or do anything they don't want to do. If you're getting tired, then we'll call it. We could be out there, especially when it gets real hot. We could be out there for just like 45 minutes. Because
45
it's
minutes.
way too hot to be out there all, a couple hours. And then
45
if
minutes
it's,
with 10 people is a whole day's work.
yeah. If I just kind of feel how the crowd is feeling, and then you just go from there.
Okay, well, thank you. I really appreciate your amazing work. Yeah, thank you so much. I'm going to sing a little song for us in deference to our vegans. We're going to sing a song called Stone Soup. I believe that's totally vegan. Stone soup, some like it hot. Stone soup, that's water and rocks. Step right up, feel the heat. Step right up in your bare feet. Your bare feet, your bare feet. Step right up in your bare feet. Your bare feet, your bare feet. Step right up in your bare feet. Stone soup, you add to the pot. Stone soup, look what we got. Stir it up, add the beets. Stir it up, Lord, it sure is sweet. Sure is sweet, sure is sweet. Stir it up, and it sure is sweet. Sure is sweet, sure is sweet. Stir it up, Lord, it sure is sweet. Ooh, look at it bubble and boil. Stone soup, it's a full pot. Stone soup, let's share it hot. Tip it up, ooh, mind the heat. Tip it up, that's a fine tree. Fine tree, fine tree. Tip it up, it's a fine tree. Fine tree, fine tree. Tip it up, it's a fine tree. Ooh. Yeah, some stone soup, completely vegan. Stone soup, some like it hot. Stone soup, that's water and rocks. So step right up, feel the heat. Step right up in your bare feet. Your bare feet, your bare feet. Step right up in your bare feet. Your bare feet, your bare feet. Step right up in your bare feet. Oh, it's warm enough I can have my little bare feet today. Pretty excited about that. Back up here, do you have another number in you?
Sure.
We're going to get Stone back up here to do some more preaching. You're practically a preacher, Stone.
Well, something. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's my drum.
That's your drum.
I think I introduced it before.
Yeah. Now, I know you do play guitar and stuff. What made you choose the drum to poetize with or by?
It's kind of interesting. I was building clay drums, and I was a potter at the time, and I was writing a poem and carving out this drum to get the right resonance. You got to let it dry, and then you carve, let it dry, let it carve. So I'm reading a poem, and all of a sudden I started doing that, and I went, what? So I went and got my drum, and I realized I could do it. It's the way it happens sometimes. So
I think it's nice. It adds quite a bit of.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we all those in favor of Stone playing the drum as he poets?
What did you call those drums, Stone?
What's that?
What did you call those drums you were selling?
Those were cajones. Thanks, Scott. I sold them.
What were they?
I marketed them as Stone's cajones. You want to touch my cajones? I said, no, I don't want to touch your cajones. Get out of here. Okay. So I wrote this song. It's called Bandlord. I'm going to take a big risk here, and I'm going to sort of sing. It's because I just can't do it without sort of singing. So if my sort of singing sucks, do that. I'm a landlord. cajones. You go to flush that toilet and it backs up on you. Don't have to grab most old niggers. Go dig it in the dirt. No bloody blisters on my hands, no sweat up my shirts. Don't worry about the holy rollers rolling up to my door unless they can find me on the Pacific Ocean shore. I'm a landlord, don't have a landlord. Landlord, don't have a landlord.
Yeah.
Did I even use it? I don't know. I guess I didn't follow through. So anyway, yeah, that was pretty cool. And then, can I continue?
Please.
Sweet. Okay. Well, balls. Excuse me.
Cajones.
Oh, yes, please.
This is a family friendly. I'm gonna have to bleep some stuff out here. It's a family friendly show. Although cajones are family inducing, I would have to say.
So anyway, there's a lot of things I learned on the trip, and one thing is and I always was an observer, but I was paying attention to the passage of time too, and so when I turned 60, 2007, where was I going? I realized, well, I'm 60, right? And when you're 20, there's like 40 years gone by, so then you're looking at time going, So I thought to myself, what do I want to do with 60? Okay. So I wrote this. This is your life, Stone. Once. Don't wrestle with it. Pin it to the ground for a count of 3. Take charge of your domain. Make your mark remarkable. And never doubt. Believe. There can be a gain and a loss, a good and a lot so good, and a personal moral victories and defeats. It isn't winning or losing that defines your life. Stone, it's participation. So get busy. The world is what it is, does what it does. A few things happen to anybody without their permission. See obstacles as challenges and challenges as opportunity. Fear, after all, is an opportunity to be brave. And if you're in a war, Stone, be the general. You decide who the enemy is, or you don't fight. And if you're in love, be the lover. Let it go. Let it flow. Don't worry about what's coming back. And if you find yourself jacked in a corner, nowhere to escape, be a rat. They bite, keeps people back. Sometimes you gotta. And if life puts you on your back, learn to read the signs. If you get knocked face down in the dirt, laddie, kiss your mother while you're down there. Get up, move on. If you feel lost, you can cherish being found. If being found gets boring, get lost. Let sad be sad and let the fountain flow and let it go. Don't deny your fears, Stone. Name them, own them, bury them. Have a dream, follow it. This is your life, Stone, once.
Wow.
Me too.
So when do you do your best writing?
In the morning in front of Savitra's under a palm tree. No, what is that tree out there?
It's almost
Anyway.
an elephant ear.
Yeah, something like that. It just hangs over my head. And it goes, bzzz. And I go, okay. Buy that? I got land in Arizona.
Yeah.
So, I have another one.
You want to do another one?
I'd love to.
Okay, go right ahead.
Okay.
So are we all excited about Stone doing another?
Woo!
Magic carpet.
You heard that, right? Also, also in Sumitra's. There were people carrying on a conversation, and I've been thinking about this trip. I hadn't written about the trip, and that once I wrote when I was 60. Now I wrote this, what, 12 years later? Wrote last week or whatever. I don't know what it is. Okay, I'm going to risk again, and I'm going to sing. Hope you can add it. I'm flying through the cosmos on a magic carpet ride. Louder? Okay.
Yeah, louder, please.
Take two.
Take two, louder.
Louder voice.
What
Louder on the voice.
Yeah, turn your hearing aids down.
I'm flying through the cosmos on a magic carpet ride. Gonna stop at every corner, reach out and touch the sky. Spinning, never spinning on a spiral, unknown course. Searching, ever searching for connection to my source. Well, it isn't out there anywhere, it's everywhere, it's free. Everything is a part of it, including you and me, Tony. Through the agony, ecstasy, through smiles and piles of tears, through the comedy, through the tragedies, and all of real and unknown fears. I don't matter to me. Come on, bring it, I can take it. It's all a universal code, and I believe that I can break it. It's in the magic soaring eagles high above a mountain pass. It's the rolling grassy prairies where blue waters look like glass. Casting off the anchor, sailing with the wind. Let it take me where it will. I'm taking it all in. Freedom from attachments. Possessions have no sway. Anything I accumulate, I will gladly give away. So I can see those highest mountains. I can grow the smallest streams. I'll drive those endless highways. I'm chasing all my dreams. Flying through the cosmos on a magic carpet ride. Gonna stop at every corner. Reach out and touch the sky. Searching, ever searching. It's over now. I've become the source. I've become the source of my freedom. My freedom.
Number.
Sure.
We could use some help up here. Who's going to help sing? Scott, get up here.
What are we doing?
What do you think?
Okay, then I'm
Come
up.
on,
Everybody
anybody
needs
else
to come
wanna
up for
sing
this
it?
one
Yeah,
then.
anybody else want to join us? Scott
This-
had a restaurant
This
downtown.
is
and
stand up.
This is, well, I think we're going to sit down, but we can
Okay.
stand up. Scott, thank you for joining me on this stage. This is a song that took on great meaning in Gulfport. We used to close up the night by getting as many people on stage, and I think that we had a record of 29 people and 3 dogs.
I believe
once.
we did.
Well, there were 2 dogs with the 29, and we had 28 plus 3.
3
and
dogs.
so it's the same.
Right.
So we were trying to wait the.
Right, we had the big debates. If you want to support the show, please go to the website patreon.com/The Laura Shepherd Show and pledge some money to us. We'd appreciate it. If you want to leave some money here in the tip box on your way out.
Why don't you explain to the folks on the Facebook audience what
is
Patreon? Yeah.
Patreon is a site where you can become an art patron. So you go to the site and you find an artist that you admire or that you want to hear more from, and you pledge some money towards each of their creations. So in the Laura Shepherd Show, you would pledge, say, $1. So every time I do a show and post it on Patreon, $1 would come out of your bank account and go into the Laura Shepherd account so that we can continue to do this. And there's it's kind of like NPR. There's different levels of patronage. But like I said, give somebody $1, they'll like it. If you'd like to leave $1 cash in the jar on your way out, we'll take it. All right, so we ready for some bushel basket?
Yeah, let's see what you got.
always
Don't freight trains when they roll by. Don't like the blues, I'll tell you why. I go downtown when I wanna smoke.